Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel The Knowledge Library. Today we are going to discuss some MCQs on the International Monetary Fund. Before starting the video, let's get a review about what is the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund is an international organization established in 1944 at the Bretton Woods Conference. It aims to promote global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitate international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. The purpose and function of the International Monetary Fund is: the IMF monitors the global economy and the economic policies of its member countries, providing advice and policy recommendations. It also provides financial support to countries facing balance of payments problem, helping them stabilize their economies. The IMF offers technical assistance and training to help countries improve the management of the economies, including advice on fiscal policy, monetary policy, and exchange rate policy. It supports countries in building their institutional capacity to implement sound economic policies. Structure of IMF is as follows. The highest decision-making body, consisting of one governor from each member country, usually the financial minister or central bank governor, consists of the board of governors. Executive board, responsible for conducting the day-to-day business of the IMF, it consists of 24 directors representing member countries or groups of countries. The managing director, the head of the IMF who oversees its operation, currently Kristalina Georgieva as of 2024. The IMF has 190 member countries. Membership is open to any country that conducts foreign policy and agrees to abide by the IMF's rule. The funding. IMF's financial resources come from the quota subscriptions paid by its member countries, which reflect the relative size in the global economy. Quotas are reviewed periodically and adjusted to reflect changes in the global economy. Some of the recent activities of the IMF were: the IMF has been involved in providing emergency financial support to countries affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, it works on various initiatives to support global economic stability, including efforts to address climate change and support sustainable development. So let's start. The first question is, when was the IMF established? Option A, 1944. Option B, 1950. Option C, 1960. Option D, 1971. Correct answer is option A, 1944. The next question is, how many member countries are in the IMF as of 2023? Option A, 150. Option B, 190. Option C, 180. Option D, 200. Answer is option B, 190. The next question is, what is the primary financial tool used by IMF to assist member countries? Option A, grants. Option B, loans. Option C, direct investments. Option D, trade agreements. Answer is option B, loans. Next question is, which of the following is a condition often attached to IMF loans? Option A, debt forgiveness. Option B, economic reforms. Option C, military support. Option D, environmental protection. Answer is option B, economic reforms. The next question is, the IMF's financial assistance is primarily funded through option A, donations. Option B, member quotas. Option C, tax revenue. Option D, bonds. Correct answer is option B, member quotas. Next question is, what is the special drawing right? Option A, a type of currency. Option B, an international reserve asset. Option C, a loan program. Option D, a form of grant. Answer is option B, an international reserve asset. Next question is, which body governs the IMF? Option A, the World Bank. Option B, the Board of Governors. Option C, the United Nations. Option D, the G7. Answer is option B, the Board of Governors. The next question is, the headquarters of the IMF is located in which city? Option A, London. Option B, New York. Option C, Washington DC. Option D, Paris. Answer is option C, Washington DC. Next question is, which of the following is not a function of the IMF? Option A, surveillance of global economic trends. Option B, providing technical assistance. Option C, enforcing international law. Option D, offering financial assistance. Answer is option C, enforcing international law. Next question is, which of the following regions is served by the IMF? Option A, only developed countries. Option B, only developing countries. Option C, all member countries. Option D, only countries in crisis. Answer is option C, all member countries. Next question is, the IMF's main focus on economic policies includes all except option A, fiscal policy. Option B, exchange rate policy. Option C, foreign policy. Option D, monetary policy. Answer is option C, foreign policy. Next question is, what triggers the IMF's involvement in a member country? Option A, natural disasters. Option B, political instability. Option C, economic crisis. Option D, military conflicts. Answer is option C, economic crisis. Next question is, IMF's capacity to lend is largely determined by option A, the size of its headquarters. Option B, member countries' quotas. Option C, the economic performance of the USA. Option D, global trade agreements. Answer is option B, member countries' quotas. Next question is, the IMF collaborates with which of the following institutions? Option A, World Bank. Option B, European Union. Option C, United Nations. Option D, all of the above. Answer is option D, all of the above. Next question is, what role does the IMF play in global economic stability? Option A, facilitates trade negotiations. Option B, provides debt relief to countries. Option C, offers surveillance and policy advice. Option D, enforces international trade laws. Answer is option C, offers surveillance and policy advice. The next question is, the IMF's emergency lending program is known as option A, standby arrangement. Option B, rapid financing instrument. Option C, structural adjustment program. Option D, enhanced fund facility. Answer is option B, rapid financing instrument. The next question is, which of the following is a criticism often leveled at the IMF? Option A, lack of transparency. Option B, too much funding. Option C, ineffective policies. Option D, not enough member countries. Answer is option A, lack of transparency. The next question is, the concept of conditionality in IMF lending refers to option A, loans provided without conditions. Option B, the conditions attached to loans. Option C, member country commitments. Option D, the amount of money lent. Answer is option B, the conditions attached to loans. Next question is, the IMF's Article 4 consultations are primarily focused on option A, human rights. Option B, environmental policies. Option C, macroeconomic assessments. Option D, military spending. Answer is option C, macroeconomic assessments. Next question is, which country is the largest shareholder in the IMF? Option A, Germany. Option B, Japan. Option C, China. Option D, United States. Answer is option D, United States. Next question is, the IMF's annual report is primarily focused on option A, member country economic performance. Option B, global economic outlook. Option C, environmental impact. Option D, trade agreements. Answer is option B, global economic outlook. Next question is, what does the IMF recommend to countries with high inflation? Option A, increase public spending. Option B, tighten monetary policy. Option C, decrease interest rates. Option D, expand tax cuts. Answer is option B, tighten monetary policy. The next question is, which is the primary funding source for the IMF? Option A, international donations. Option B, member country subscriptions. Option C, global tax revenues. Option D, private sector investment. Answer is option B, member country subscriptions. Next question is, the IMF provides assistance to countries facing option A, military coups. Option B, economic instability. Option C, natural disasters. Option D, cultural issues. Answer is option B, economic instability. Next question is, which of the following does not influence a country's IMF quota? Option A, economic size. Option B, trade volume. Option C, population. Option D, geographic location. Answer is option D, geographic location. The next question is, the IMF's lending capacity is measured in option A, special drawing rights. Option B, euros. Option C, US dollars. Option D, national currencies. Answer is option A, special drawing rights. Next question is, what type of economic policy does the IMF advocate for developing countries? Option A, protectionist policies. Option B, liberalization of trade. Option C, nationalization of industries. Option D, fixed exchange rates. Answer is option B, liberalization of trade. Next question is, the IMF's main source of income comes from option A, fees from member countries. Option B, interest on loans. Option C, investments in global markets. Option D, fundraising events. Answer is option B, interest on loans. Next question is, IMF programs often focuses on reducing option A, public spending, option B, trade deficits, option C, inflation, option D, all of the above. Answer is option B, all of the above. Next question is, the IMF's influence is strongest in which sector? Option A, environmental policy, option B, trade policy, option C, financial and monetary policy, option D, agricultural policy. Answer is option C, financial and monetary policy. Next question is, which of the following is true about the IMF's voting system? Option A, each member has one vote. Option A, voting power is based on quotas. Option C, only developed countries can vote. Option D, all members vote equally. Answer is option B, voting power is based on quotas. The next question is, the IMF encourages countries to maintain option A, fixed exchange rates, option B, flexible exchange rates, option C, no exchange rates, option D, only gold-backed currencies. Answer is option B, flexible exchange rates. Next question is, the IMF monitors global economic trends through option A, World Economic Outlook reports, option B, quarterly trade reviews, option C, national budget analysis, option D, local economic surveys. Answer is option A, World Economic Outlook reports. Next question is, an IMF loan typically comes with option A, no interest, option B, low interest rates, option C, high interest rates, option D, immediate repayment requirements. Answer is option B, low interest rates. Next question is, which of the following is not a role of the IMF? Option A, providing emergency funding, option B, settling international trade policies, option C, monitoring economic stability, option D, offering policy advice. Answer is option B, setting international trade policies. Next question is, which of the following region is associated with the IMF's lending programs? Option A, Middle East, option B, Sub-Saharan Africa, option C, East Asia, option D, all of the above. Answer is option B, all of the above. The next question is, IMF consultations with countries focus on option A, trade negotiations, option B, bilateral agreements, option C, macroeconomic policy, option D, environmental sustainability. Answer is option C, macroeconomic policy. The next question is, the IMF's governance structure includes option A, executive board, option B, national assemblies, option C, the General Assembly, option D, the Security Council. Answer is option A, the Executive Board. Next question is, the IMF assesses a country's economic performance through option A, international audits, option B, financial and economic reports, option C, military assessments, option D, cultural evaluations. Answer is Option B, financial and economic reports. Next question is, the IMF encourages countries to adopt policies that promote option A, protectionism, option B, economic growth and stability, option C, isolationism, option D, nationalization. Answer is option B, economic growth and stability. Next question is, which of the following is a major criticism of the IMF? Option A, too much assistance to developed countries. Option B, imposition of austerity measures. Option C, lack of funding for member countries. Option D, slow response to economic crisis. Answer is option B, imposition of austerity measures. Next question is, which of the following is the primary tool for IMF's financial assistance? Option A, structural adjustment programs. Option B, trade agreements. Option C, monetary grants. Option D, investment partnerships. Answer is option A, structural adjustment programs. The next question is, which of the following is not considered to be part of the IMF's governance structure? Option A, Board of Governors. Option B, Executive Board. Option C, Managing Director. Option D, General Assembly. Answer is option D, General Assembly. Next question is, the IMF often emphasizes the importance of option A, economic nationalism. Option B, financial liberalization. Option C, military alliances. Option D, cultural preservation. Answer is option B, financial liberalization. Next question is, which of the following is a major role of the IMF in developing countries? Option A, military training. Option B, providing humanitarian aid. Option C, advising on economic policy. Option D, enforcing trade sanctions. Answer is option C, advising on economic policy. Next question is, the IMF's primary concern during a financial crisis is option A, political stability. Option B, economic recovery. Option C, environmental protection. Option D, social justice. Answer is option B, economic recovery. Next question is, what is the IMF stance on currency devaluation? Option A, it is always harmful. Option B, it can be beneficial in specific contexts. Option C, it should be avoided at all costs. Option D, it is encouraged for all countries. Answer is option B, it can be beneficial in specific contexts. Next question is, what do IMF loans typically require from borrowing countries? Option A, total economic independence. Option B, implementation of structural reforms. Option C, non-repayment for a certain period. Option D, increase in military spending. Answer is option B, implementation of structural reforms. Next question is, which of the following does the IMF monitor as a part of its surveillance process? Option A, military expenditures. Option B, economic policies of member countries. Option C, cultural practices. Option D, climate change initiatives. Answer is option B, economic policies of member countries. Next question is, the IMF's capacity to provide financial support is based on option A, global economic performance. Option B, the economic strength of the United States. Option C, the total quotas of member countries. Option D, political agreements among major powers. Answer is option C, the total quotas of member countries. Next question is, the IMF special drawing rights can be exchanged among members for option A, military supplies, option B, foreign countries, option C, gold, option D, national currencies only. Answer is option B, foreign currencies. Next question is, the IMF typically aims to stabilize economies through option A, increasing trade barriers, option B, promoting austerity measures, option C, encouraging foreign direct investment, option D, facilitating military alliances. Answer is option B, promoting austerity measures. Next question is, which of the following initiatives does the IMF engage in? Option A, trade negotiations, option B, capacity development, option C, environmental projects, option D, cultural exchange programs. Answer is option B, capacity development. Next question is, in what way does the IMF support developing countries specifically? Option A, by granting military aid, option B, by providing loans and policy advice, option C, by enforcing international law, option D, by establishing trade quotas. Answer is option B, by providing loans and policy advice. Next question is, the IMF's influence is seen as critical during option A, political campaigns, option B, economic downturns, option C, social movements, option D, cultural festivals. Answer is option B, economic downturns. The next question is, what is the primary focus of the IMF's economic assessments? Option A, political conditions, option B, environmental sustainability, option C, fiscal and monetary policies, option D, cultural diversity. Answer is option C, fiscal and monetary policies. Next question is, the IMF often works in tandem with which other organization for development projects? Option A, NATO, option B, United Nations, option C, World Bank, option D, International Criminal Court. Answer is option C, World Bank. Next question is, which document governs the operations of the IMF? Option A, United Nations Charter, option B, the Articles of Agreement, option C, the Treaty of Versailles, option D, the World Trade Organization Agreement. Answer is option B, the Articles of Agreement.